Hey everyone, this is Pete. Welcome back to Sunday Driving and our continued world tour through Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. Let's see how far we can get with the world tour today. Getting pretty close to clearing it on normal now, so let's jump right back in and see where we have left to go. So last one's still locked. We were just getting into the Twilight Engine one, and I think at the conclusion of last episode we'd gone through the 60-star gate. We don't quite have enough stars to unlock Knights yet. We need 80 stars for that, but we have otherwise completed everything in that region. So onwards to the next chapter. We've done that. Need 110 stars for that console mod. That's the Saturn mod up there. Now we've got a boost challenge down there. We've got a versus race down here. And a 70-star gate to unlock there. So not quite enough to do that one yet. Let's go for this one. So the versus races are a series of showdown races where it's you against one other opponent. And you just have to beat them in an elimination sort of situation. So let's go for balanced. So we've got a big 4 rivals. And as you recall, last time we maxed out Amy's experience level, so we're using Ooh La La now. We've got a cool 1950s sci-fi trike sort of thing. She's driving very irresponsibly, I have to say. Yeah, this track's good for drift boosts. Lots of long, slow corners. Lots of fun. Okay, first one down. And as you might remember from the last time we did a race like this, you can win either by being in the lead when the time expires, or simply by getting far enough ahead. Whoops. That you go off the top of that meter on the bottom left of the screen. So he messed up quite nicely there, so we can enjoy breaking out into the lead. I like this level. It's quite simple and straightforward, but it captures the sort of sci-fi feel of late levels in modern Sonic games rather nicely. Stuff like the end of Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes and that sort of thing. And since spending that month playing through a bunch of Sonic games over on Moe Gamer, I feel like I've got a much greater appreciation for a lot of this sort of thing now. Sonic is a great series, and it's one that I'm glad I've finally taken the time to explore in its entirety. And I know I've still got a few titles left to cover at the time of recording this. But I'm going to make an effort to get through them at the earliest possible opportunity. As I'm recording this, I'm putting priority on finishing off Evenical, or Evenical, however you want to pronounce it. But as soon as I have a bit more time on my hands, I will tackle the remaining Sonic games that I have on my shelf waiting for me to explore. So we've got things like Sonic Colors, Sonic Lost World, Sonic Mania, Sonic Forces, and all that good stuff to explore. So plenty left to go. Come on, Ooh La La, you can do it. Nice. That was a nice gentle start to today's proceedings.
Event complete.
Ooh La La reporting from Spaceport 9. Over and out.
Alright, onward. What's next?
Select
I think it said it was a boost challenge, I believe. Yes, there we are. A boost challenge on the Golden Axe level.
Boost challenge.
Let's do it.
Class. Character select. Ooh la la.
Let's go for standard on this one so we've got slightly better handling. So boost to stop the clock. Pass all the checkpoints to win.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
And here we go. Starting off with a bit of incompetence with the hovercraft as usual. Gotta hit those boosts in this. This is one of those levels where the music's particularly good, I think. Could have snuck in a stunt there, but I did not. And my friend Tim's playing Skyrim because he doesn't play anything else ever. Say hello to Tim, everybody. This is quite a tricky one on the look of things. Long period between the checkpoints. We're not getting a huge amount of time back with each checkpoint. Oh, just got to keep boosting, I guess. I should probably try and get a few more of those drift boosts going as well. Because they count for stopping the clock as well as the actual boost gates and boost pads that you pass over, along with the transform boosts. Alright, 2 more. Have to make sure to hit every one of these. Not literally everyone, I can't be in 2 places at once, but you know. Alright, looking good. Just got to survive this last bit now. Nice long drift boost round here. Transform boost here. Or a stunt boost anyway, I should say. Oh, missed that one. And we're done. Lovely.
Event complete.
Okay, making some good progress this time. Last couple of episodes we've had a bit of a roadblock with difficulty in a couple of cases, but we're doing alright so far. So, long may that continue.
Select an event.
Alright, what's next? Sprint race. So this is a time trial, basically. And then if we pull this off, we've got enough stars to unlock pudding. Pudding.
Character Solala.
Let's go with balance. So we've got a little bit more speed.
Get ready.
So this is a level from Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. They take a game I am completely unfamiliar with. But from everything apart from this game, basically. This is my sole contact with Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. Which was, if I remember rightly, a GameCube game? It looks interesting. It's one I need to check out at some point. But my GameCube collection is kind of lacking in comparison to some of the other platforms. That's largely because I don't have something readily hooked up and ready for things like video capture and screenshots. And I've got an original Wii that will run GameCube games, but I just need to get that set up in such a way that it's a bit easier to capture from. There's also apparently a mod you can do, a soft mod you can do for the Wii U now, which will allow it to run GameCube games. The disk drive won't support the GameCube discs, unfortunately, so you have to run them from disk images, but there is, from what I hear, a soft mod that will actually enable the ability to run GameCube image files and executables on the Wii U, so that may well be something worth looking into at some point. Well, I messed that one up, so let's try that again. That's what I get for talking about how I don't know anything about Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. Let's actually concentrate on beating pudding! If you're confused as to why I say pudding like that, then you need to watch Spaced, the classic early 21st century British comedy featuring Simon Pegg, Mark Keep, Jessica Stevenson, or Jessica Hines as she's now known, I think. And the wonderful scene in that where the artist Brian, played by Mark Keep, attends an artistic performance by a former... It's implied it might be lover, but it's sort of a former artistic partner called Vulva. And Brian is so sort of starstruck and unable to actually have a conversation with this person when he comes across and about the only word he can get out of his mouth is pudding. And Vulva's response to that is just, pudding? Oh, you were always so quirky, Brian. Oops. That character was actually an early appearance by David Williams, if you're familiar with his work at all. He became much better known for his later work on stuff like Little Britain and such like, and he's probably most well known for his children's books and his charity work these days, but yeah, if you want to catch a glimpse of a slightly younger David Williams, then watch that episode of Spaced. Kind of interesting to see how many established names in British comedy have been around a lot longer than you realise. I think one of the most interesting ones I found was James Corden, who I understand is growing a bit in popularity in the States now. And he actually put in a very early appearance in an old Channel 4 comedy drama called Teachers. I know I fucked this up, but I'm telling a story now, so we'll just try again while I carry on talking. Yeah, he put in an appearance in a Channel 4 comedy drama called Teachers, which starred Andrew Lincoln, who's now very well known for his work on The Walking Dead. You see, it all crosses over, everything like that. But, yeah, James Corden was one of the kids in that. He was this annoying posh child called Jeremy, who tended to be the butt of everyone's jokes, including the teachers. And I just found it kind of amusing to see him in a context that I had no idea until much later that was him. Anyway, let's concentrate on the race, shall we? We've got a pudding to beat. I feel like finding some sort of shortcut is probably going to be in order here. But she appears to be actually going slightly faster than me. There we are in the lead at the moment, so if we... No! Come on. Maybe it's just a case of making sure we take full advantage of all the boost opportunities. That tends to be what the success in this game boils down to. Taking advantage of all the stunts and the drift boosts and such like. Oh, that's much closer. Not quite good enough. but better. She gets a much better start, that's the problem. Alright, let's get a nice big boost off that. Hit that one. A boost from round here as well. Hit that one and that one. How is she so far ahead? I need to try and hit that one. I've missed that one every time. Oh, that's not going to help. Oh, no, this is a bad run. What are we gaining though? Despite that show of incompetence back there, we are... Oh no. Off she goes over the horizon again. Oh, that is a nasty corner. Well, no, that was not good. Alright, let's try going this way. No, that's... You end up way behind her if you go that way. That was a bad idea. Hit that one this time though. And a wall. Shit! This is my own fault for saying the first two events were going quite well. Isn't it? Calm as a bitch. No. On track to failure. And that horrendous corner coming up. So, let's slam it around there. Ooh. Well, that's how you handle that corner, certainly. Right. Just need to try and apply that knowledge now. Stop getting distracted by old British TV comedies.
That was horrible.
That was horrible, Lula. Alright. But this time shall be unhorrible. We get drift free? Yeah! Not that it helped much. Middling performance so far. Gaining quite nicely. Nice big boost there. Don't hit the walls. I find one of the biggest problems with the hovercraft is oversteering. It's got a very strange sort of acceleration curve on the steering. And it's very sluggish to begin with, and then it suddenly sort of slams around very quickly, so it's very easy to accidentally steer much too hard around a corner. Okay, that wasn't too bad. If I didn't mess up the hovercraft bit like I did this time, then we can do that. Not quite a 3 that time, but a 2's good. I think with time trials like this is you just gotta stick it out until the end, because more often than not you'll find that your opponent will be ahead for a lot of the race, and then you'll just get a random opportunity to overtake them. That you just need to make sure you take full advantage of as soon as possible. Alright, so we're ahead over here. Oh no! Oh, that would have been it too. Alright, this time. Right. Actually making good time on this opening segment for once. Okay, don't do stunts where it's too dangerous to do so. I just clipped that boost pad, fortunately. Right, can normally overtake just as we get around this bit here. Get ahead. Save that boost I've got in stock for when we get around that sharp corner in these caves. That's it. Alright. We'll have a nice boost here and not fuck up this corner. Right. Round. Oh, dangerous. Dangerous. Oh, but done. Nice.
Event complete.
I'm fantastic.
Comfortable win. Just short of a level up for Ulala as well. Okay, let us continue.
Select an event.
And in the meantime, we shall unlock pudding.
Pudding unlocked.
Music to my ears. Anyway, yes, Burning Ranges track. This is so cool. This one,
Race.
just a street race, so we can just enjoy it without having to worry too much. All right, let's go for our standard handling on this one. I don't think we've come across this track in this playthrough yet.
3, 2, 1, go.
I may be wrong. Either way, it's an incredibly cool track, this one. Just the music, the way it progresses as you go through. It's just everything that is brilliant about this game in one track.
Twister. Firework.
And this is another one of those tracks that has a very strong sort of theme park ride feel to it. So it's very scripted. Lots of things going on all around you. It's exciting and fun to look at. And a little bit scary at times.
Space Jumper. I'm
Suck it, Knuckles.
All right.
See if you can slip through the water channel. Don't worry, you'll be safe.
Transform boots.
I don't have the full data of the area you're in.
And as you can see, the sort of progression in this level is that it's kind of flooding as you go through. There's stuff on fire, there's things exploding, so
Swing and report show.
the layout of the course changes quite considerably with each lap on this one, so it's almost like more like a point-to-point race than a conventional lap-based race, just because it's so different on each circuit. And that glorious, glorious late 90s rap.
Evaded swarm.
I didn't play Burning Ranges itself, but this kind of music always reminds me of Buster Groove, which, as a music game in retrospect, wasn't that great, but it had amazing sound and character designs, and just the whole atmosphere of that game was just so magical that even though it was completely unbalanced and not very well thought out as an actual game, it was still something I very much enjoy.
Ruling the race.
Ruling the race.
Ice.
That's right.
Okay.
Race Jumba.
There's another thing I like about the World Tour mode. It's because you're not just doing race after race after race. You're mixing it up with the time trials and the boost challenges and the ring challenges and all that sort of thing. It's a nice sort of mix of difficulties as well. So, like you see, we managed to beat that race pretty easily, but we had a fairly significant challenge on the time trial before. So there's stuff that challenges you, but then it gives you the odd event here and there that just seemingly just designed to make you feel good about yourself.
This should calm things down.
Location unlocked.
Alright. Okay, how much more of this chapter we got to go? So we got a... Oh, we're done. We're actually done. Okay, so let's unlock that lock. Don't think there's anything else we can do. Oh, there's the 70 gate down there. And then down there we've got... What looks like an overtake challenge. And then... a few things down there. Okay, let's do a couple more events for this episode. We'll see how we get on with these. And then we will pick up from here next time. So, for now, it's time for a boost race
B-class.
on the Skies of Arcadia track.
Character select. Ooh la la.
Let's go with the better handling for this one. Oh, we've got an acceleration one now as well. Yeah, let's go for that one. That served us well with Amy, certainly. Alright, so no weapons. Oh, it's a boost race, not a boost challenge. I misread that. That's fine though. So this is just a pure race. So no weapons at all in this one. Just have to make sure to use the boost pads. And as many of the special techniques as you can to come out on top. Driving into a wall is not a special technique. Not for victory anyway. Alright. Let's creep up the pack. Skies of Arcadia is a game I'd love to see a re-release of. I know this isn't an especially controversial opinion or anything like that, but it's
Race Jumba.
it'll be really cool to see it resurrected for another new group of players. Like Sky Pirates and stuff still remain hot. Stuff like Grand Blue Fantasy and stuff on mobile is basically very similar in tone and feel and subject matter to stuff like Skies of Arcadia, so it's not really a concept that goes out of date. Plus, you know, their music's great. I think my favourite thing about Skies of Arcadia is it's a relatively simple little thing, but it's not something a lot of RPGs do, but there's sort of dynamic adjustment of the soundtrack as you're fighting, particularly in boss fights. And so what that means is you could, because there's, in a lot of cases you can't see sort of how much hit points your enemies have got. The music actually gives you a good signal of how well you're doing. So when your party's taking heavy damage or getting afflicted with status effects and stuff like that, then it sort of goes very discordant and dramatic sounding. But then it's got this wonderfully sort of triumphant feel when you're whittling down a boss to the last bits of their life. And it's just... I guess the fights in that game go on for quite a long time too. Hearing that sort of shift into the major key and the triumphant fanfares going off, it's hype quite unlike anything else in the genre. We've completely left everyone behind, haven't we? Not quite sure how this has happened, but I'm not going to complain. Can't even see anyone on the map. Well, that was definitely a comfortable victory there.
Event complete.
I rule.
I've got an achievement, rank A. What does that mean? Something for my license, I think.
License unlocked. Stickers unlocked.
Alright. Okay, that was pretty straightforward.
Select an event.
So, oh, we got a tank battle, and then we got a versus race, and some other bits and bobs. Okay, I reckon we could take on these two races, and
Pursuit.
yeah. Let's take out a tank.
Class. Ooh la la.
Right, for this one, we'll stick with acceleration. If we do get hit, it's useful to be able to get moving again quickly.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, let's fight.
Ammo.
Let's miss.
Ammo. Ammo. Ammo.
Ammo! Oh, missed. Oh dear. That's what I got for my early overconfidence. Alright. Phase 2, here we go. These events remind me a bit of Split Second, which is probably a game we will cover on this series at some point. That had stages where you weren't fighting something as such, but you were sort of trying to avoid various weapons and missiles and bombs that were being launched at you from helicopters, and I think it was a truck dropping exploding barrels at you and stuff like that as well. That's a great game. And I believe, if I remember rightly, some of the people who worked on it, along with some of the people who worked on Blur, ended up working on this as well, which explains an awful lot of things, really. Okay, straightforward enough.
This should calm things down.
Next. I believe we've unlocked one of those casino places there. Yeah. Anything special here? No, just a regular bonus chance. I'm glad I saved 99 seconds. That'll do. Alright, so finally for now, we have a versus race on the Shinobi track, and then that will allow us to unlock... Can't tell who that is, and I don't think we got enough stars for it anyway, but we'll do this race for now, and this will be the last one for today.
Acceleration.
Stick with acceleration again, because like I said, this has been a sort of reliable setup for us so far.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Round 1.
Alright. Versus Wreck-It Ralph.
Blowfish.
Let's see who's better.
I can't remember if Wreck-It Ralph was in the console versions of this or if he was added for the PC version, but yeah, this is certainly
Firework.
one example of a little bit of cross-promotion going on.
All right.
In this kind of game, I really don't mind it too much, to be honest, just because it makes sense to have different characters from all over the place.
Let's dance.
Alright, who's next? Pudding!
Go.
That was a fortunate opening.
Firework.
She didn't take the shortcut, that's good.
Ice.
Well, that was a comfortable victory. Billy Joe. And they make some crazy money. Whoops.
Space Jump out. Let's dance.
I hadn't noticed the seasons changing as you go around this track. That's cool.
Firework.
Space Jump out.
Round 4.
Alright.
Go.
The cutscene happening on that little corner there is very advantageous for me. Yeah, I think this is in the bag, isn't it?
Finish.
Nice. Alright.
Event complete.
I kicked butt.
Yes, you did.
Select an event.
Alright, so at 85 stars we can unlock... Oh, it's just him, Joe Musashi. Alright. Okay, so we will leave that there for now. We've just got the final chapter of the World Tour to do on medium mode for now. We'll see how far we can get through that. Maybe try a couple of harder mode ones as well. But we'll pick that up next time. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please help out the channel by leaving a like or a comment and subscribing. Be sure to check out moegamer.net for new articles on Japanese and Japanese-inspired video games, new and old, every weekday. Every month, Moe Gamer features an in-depth exploration of an individual game or series as its cover game, so be sure to check the archives to see if your favourite has had a deep dive yet. If you'd like to support the site directly, please consider becoming a patron or buy me a coffee. You can find links to do both down in the video description. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.